My name is Linda Wales. I'm the co-director for the Center for Entrepreneurial Studies here at the GSB. Many of you I know. But let me take just a brief minute, and certainly in the economy is showing signs of returning to something more pleasant than it has been in the past little bit. But as we've talked to students and alumni about entrepreneurial opportunities, the concept of franchising has come up, which is why we wanted to have a program addressing it as an option. But basically, in franchising, when you buy a franchise, you buy it from a franchisor, basically the parent company, to operate a branch for the brand in a certain locality. And we can talk about what those localities may be. And when you purchase a franchise, you're buying the brand, in theory, a proven concept, national and local marketing support, and then training and operating systems vary depending on the franchisor. Some of them are very involved and have a total turnkey system, and others give you just a moderate amount of training and operating support. But then you also then agree to provide the customer experience that's consistent with their brand, so that when you walk into any Cold Stone, hopefully there's some level of consistency across the Cold Stone franchises. And then you also agree to operate within the guidelines and the framework set by the franchisor. But financial structures tend to be set up with an upfront fee to the franchisor, and then ongoing fees, which may include a percentage of your revenue. If you're purchasing supplies and inventory for McDonald's, it may be the burgers or the buns. I imagine for Cold Stone, you're buying your ice cream from Cold Stone. There may be some annual fees or additional services if you want some extensive training for yourself or for your employees. Other fees that you may or will incur, a lot of them are just related to running a business, but licensing fee and permits, facility or location, equipment, signage, and then your opening inventory and obviously your ongoing capital, which you're going to have with any kind of business. Some of the benefits, and by the way, most of this information I got off of the internet, mostly from Entrepreneur Magazine has a franchise zone, they call it. So a lot of the stuff I extracted from there, and some of it from conversations with folks. But in theory, you have a reduction of risk with a proven brand as opposed to going out and starting just a hamburger joint. With many, you have a turnkey operations, standardization of products and services and systems, hopefully, collective buying power. We talked about advertising, ongoing research and development. And some provide financial assistance. And again, the training and IT support varies depending on the franchise. Some of the drawbacks, particularly if somebody is doing this with some entrepreneurial aspirations, that you must follow the rules of the franchisor. You're not totally functioning as an entrepreneur. I mean, you have a binding contract, which likely includes annual royalties, even if you've had the franchise for any number of years and you're functioning pretty much independent of the franchisor. You still have a contract that requires you to pay royalties back to the franchisor. And the problems of the franchisor are also yours. I mean, if there's a franchise down the street that provides a sub-quality service or experience to the customer, that's going to reflect on you as well, even though you aren't related to them other than the fact that you both have purchased a franchise from the same company. Now, who are the franchisor? Pretty much almost anything retail, and certainly restaurants. John's going to talk a little bit about more kind of the service aspect. And the fastest growing franchises, which I pulled off the internet, and Jim said to me, "Where's Cold Stone? Cold Stone should be on that list." I didn't come up with a list. But I mean, there are a lot of quickly growing franchising, and Curves is one that I know. We were actually just having a conversation upstairs that has just taken off like crazy. Some trends and topics, and these guys will talk about, I won't get into this too much, but just absentee ownership for an individual franchise, or becoming a master franchisor for a region, or opening one location and multiple ones, so you do get kind of some leverage out of your experience with one franchise. So that's just the basics, because